And we're live.
Did you guys did you see this Neil deGrasse Tyson thing?
Yes.
No, I'm not up to speed.
I don't
I'm not
believe it.
up to
I don't
speed
believe
either.
it.
First of all, the way they report this, like we've said before, when they like lump everybody into the same group, like I went into reading this article thinking it was going to be much more damning, and it is not like rape or anything like that. Like I guess you could make a case that it's sexual assault, but like here's what sexual assault even seems like. Because I don't know, but I'll read what it says. In a series of stunning allegations, 3 women have accused scientist and celebrity Neil deGrasse Tyson of sexual assault. Freelance journalist David McAfee spoke to the women who made the accusations. She said at a party for the American Astronomical Society in 2009, Tyson was there and he was dancing and drinking and all of that at the party. So a friend and I decided to get pictures with him. They had taken 2 pictures. Where?
In the third paragraph, told McAfee that Tyson felt her up at a party for the American Astronomical Society.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to skimp it and I missed a very important part. Tyson was there drinking, dancing, blah, blah, blah. They had taken 2 pictures together where the scientist decided to get personal with her. She alleged after we had taken a picture, he noticed my tattoo and kind of grabbed me to look at it. And he was really obsessed about whether I had Pluto on this tattoo or not. And he looked for,
I'm starting to believe it, though.
And then he looked for Pluto and followed the tattoo into my dress. So basically, like, if you can see me on the camera now, like if I was a woman, my dress cut off here, so it's sleeveless. There's a tattoo on the back of my shoulder, like tricep area. And I guess he was like hunting under here in the dress, under the dress area, trying to find if Pluto is there, is what she's claiming.
Yeah, like it's on her deltoid. And I guess you could claim he's looking at her back or bicep. There's a picture of it on the article.
She's like, she told McAfee that she felt the incident did not rise to the level of assault as it was done in public, and she said AAS did not have a way to report that behavior at the time. She said if the incident occurred today, she would have reported it. Allers did tell Michael.
Who? The fucking pussies of America? The fuck, you're in a ball gown dancing with Black Science Man, showing him your tattoos, and he like touches you, and now you think you've been assaulted. If he doesn't. It's just so upsetting.
He's just above her elbow, like her bicep insertion.
Jesus Christ. Don't go fucking near him. If you're afraid to be touched by a man, why are you even fucking dancing with him? Why are you dancing with him?
I mean, yeah, that is pretty a stretch. Like, or even in the pictures they're taking, like they both look to be in a happy mood, but I guess it happened after that. I don't know. But here's another incident. Because I think we got the gist of that one.
I feel like these people have never had human contact before. Like, have you ever danced with a girl at a club or something like?
Yeah, you request each hand placing, and it's not at all uncomfortable or antisocial. You know?
Like I've never seen a woman who's got a dress with hand marks on it, like we're playing Twister, and she's like, "Hey, you take your hands off of blue and green, then it's assault." Like, no, like you're touching each other. You're close to each other. Sex is, dancing is a prelude to sex. It's that's what dancing is about for the most part. Like, it's about like feeling the other person out physically and seeing if they've got a little rhythm and et cetera, et cetera. It's about it's foreplay to some extent. Don't dance with Black Science Man if you're not expecting him to touch your shoulder a little.
He's literally dressed like a pimp in the picture.
I stand with Black Science Man on that example because that does not get to the level of assault. Like, it seems like maybe a silly joke gone wrong. Here's another one of the accusers named Watson. Watson says she'd been working directly under Tyson, who called out Trump in 2016 by saying he would grab him by the crotch when they met and that they got along well. That all changed, however, when he invited his underling to his apartment at around 10:30 p.m. to share a bottle of wine and unwind for a couple of hours. Watson, who said she felt pressured to impress her superstar boss, told me she agreed to come in for a glass of wine instead. Upon entering his apartment, Tyson allegedly took off his shoes and shirt, remaining in a tank top underneath. Unfortunately, the night only got more awkward as Tyson, who was married, reportedly put on romantic music and played the most graphic parts. She says Tyson soon brought out a cutting board and a knife to cut blocks of cheese that he decided they would share, but before slicing the snack, he allegedly gestured towards her with the knife and made a comment about stabbing. Watson says she took the comment as a bad joke, but it's important to note that this type of joke is exactly what people in power need to keep in mind when they're dealing with subordinates, and it set the stage for a night filled with subtle intimidation and sexual advances. Watson says Tyson started talking about how every human being needs certain releases in life, including physical releases. He reportedly mentioned how difficult it had been for him to be away from his wife and home for several months. Watson says Tyson asked her if she needed any releases. He responded with a story about sexual harassment she endured in the past. It was a smart way to diffuse a tense situation, but she says he was unfazed. She was getting up to leave when Neil allegedly stopped her, saying he wanted to show her a Native American handshake he knew. That involved holding hands tightly, making eye contact, and feeling for each other's pulse, Watson told me. When she broke off the awkward and incredibly intimate handshake, which he allegedly said represented a spirit connection, she attempted to just get up and leave. Tyson then allegedly put his hands on her shoulders and said he wanted to hug her, but if he did, he'd just want more. Watson says she left Tyson's apartment quickly after the inappropriate comments, and that the next day she confronted him because she felt he had betrayed her as a mentor. He reportedly told her in that meeting that she'd never rise through the ranks in her career because she was too distracting.
That's pretty bad.
Well, no. This is what the person is claiming. Like, this isn't like an investigation or anything. Like, I don't want to portray it as that. It was the person giving.
Come on, Woody. That's so vanilla. I get that.
I can totally see him making uncomfortable, awkward jokes that he meant to be a joke.
If you come to my house, if you come to my apartment or whatever for some wine and cheese, and I play some romantic music, and you haven't excused yourself yet, I feel like the onus is on you a little bit. But he didn't grab her titty. He didn't like try to kiss her. He didn't touch her in any kind of a way. Everything he did, he asked if she wanted to do.
The only problem so you're making a pretty convincing point. I like where your head's at. The challenge I have, though, is that he was in a position of power over her. And when there's that kind of relationship, when a coach has an athlete over, when a professor has a subordinate over, when a boss has his secretary over, he really needs to be double sure that he's not, like, I don't know, using his position of power in a way to get sex, because that becomes not okay.
I think it is okay. I think the idea that a superior can never have a relationship with a subordinate is absurd. I think it happens a ton.
Didn't say that. I said you need to be double safe, right? When he says like, "Hey, humans need releases." You know, have you ever needed a release? And then she tells a sexual harassment or assault story. Dude, like, stop pushing. When she wants to leave and he's like, "Let me show you my Native American handshake where I intimately check your pulse," or something. I get that he didn't grab her by the pussy, right? He's not going all Trump on her, but he's going too far because
is he?
Because she's a subordinate. There's a special set of handcuffs.
I feel like you and me could do the Indian handshake, and even if you felt uncomfortable with exactly right, would you, even if it's a little weird and uncomfortable, there's nothing sexual there. Like I don't feel like I've overstepped any bounds. I feel like I could do an Indian handshake with another man's wife, and unless he's very uptight, like I don't see why he'd get upset. I wouldn't care if you Indian handshaked my girlfriend, like as long as you're like.
I might be jealous about that.
See, the story itself.
You're a pretty jealous guy though. Like I feel like the average guy, like. All
right, Taylor, where are you on the spectrum? If Kyle Indian hand shook your girlfriend,
it seems. I mean, I think I would allow it because it seems really uncomfortable and awkward, and it doesn't seem like any sort of connection is coming out of that other than.
I don't know that I like.
I'm not gonna Indian handshake his girlfriend and turn her or anything. She's not.
I'm
gonna
not gonna karate chop the situation and get it to break up. I'm just gonna be
Taylor
like, I prefer not.
Taylor never Indian handshakes me. All he does is buy undersized workout equipment.
And all he does is get scammed on Amazon on ellipticals.
He's such a fool.
Why am I dating this fucking idiot?
Meanwhile, you know my pulse. You know
it's
heart.
He said it represented a spirit connection. He was making a move, right? That was the move. I don't know if I was gonna say it was the best move, but he was making a move on her, and I felt like he was making a move on her after she put up a wall. And
we don't know his side of any of this.
That's unnecessary. We believe the woman, Taylor. It's 2018, for Christ's sakes. Pound me too. But assuming that what she's saying is true, I just feel like you need to go at this thing even more softly if you have a position of power over that woman.
After I realized this wasn't that an intense rape kind of thing or anything, I lost interest in it, and I feel bad for Tyson. I don't follow him, but I feel bad if this is slandering his character and it ends up that it's not true. What it made me think of was I was imagining a Carl Sagan style astronomer like having to defend themselves from like real rape allegations, where there'd be like, both my dick and her pussy are made of star stuff. I am the universe raping itself. You know, it's like, and you have to keep coming up with excuses. You're like, the atoms in her vagina and the atoms in my dick were both forged in a crucible of the ancient stars in the cosmos. And he would have to like say that in front of people, like, but you did have sex with this woman against her will, did you not? We are all the cosmos, and I did not rape anyone if not myself. When you put your penis into your wife's vagina, you are raping me. We are what? And like just has to do that bullshit.
What is free will anyway? I mean, we are all just a sequence of chemical reactions
Big Bang that caused me to be a rapist. You know,
Oh, yeah.
the molecules followed a certain way. It was inevitable. I had to do it.